What's going on there, YouTube, and welcome back to another comic book video. This is the channel where we sit down and cover different comic book stories from different comic book companies. Today, we're going to jump back over to Marvel Comics and continue our coverage over the Ultimate Marvel Universe. And we're going to pick up with the all-new Ultimates. I call it Miles Morales and his amazing friends. But this one does pick up right after our last, well, not our last, but it does pick up after Survival, which in Survival, it was a book that basically stated that the old Ultimates team is gone. It's now time for a new Ultimates team. And this is the all new Ultimates team, a group of teenagers being led by Spider-Woman and Miles Morales. Yeah. So if you do like today's comic book video, hit that like button for me and subscribe. But I do hope you enjoy today's video. The opening of this book, we get a page to remind us who is on this team. Miles Morales Spider-Man, Jessica Drew Spider-Woman, Cloak, Dagger, and also Bombshell. This is picking up right after the ending of Survival. We then jump over to Hell's Kitchen, where we pick up with Genki, the best friend to Miles Morales, where we see him walking down the street, except then he is then confronted by some random people with powers. This scene is really going to lead into the main plot of this video. Either way, you have Genki get attacked by these guys, but luckily he is saved by Cloak and Dagger. They are able to take these guys out real quickly and move on with their day. Now, it is time to hand Genki over to Miles Morales to learn more about why he is there, but who were those guys? Cloak and Dagger do hand him over to Miles Morales, but you have Genki tell us and the heroes that he was there to get a special edition Lego set. Also finding out that this church they are in now will be the base for the all-new Ultimates. Now we then pick up with some police officers that are going to be popping in and out of the video. Terry, Vernon, and Bridget, who are chasing down a tip about some kind of lab in an apartment that belongs to Gerald Stone, which they do find, but they don't find the person who owns the place in the apartment. What they also find out is a dead body. What is really big about this lab is that Stone used to work for Roxxon. So we know if Roxxon is involved, it has to be a shady deal. This is when we pick up with the all new Ultimates who are meeting up about the gang that attacked Genki. What we learned from Spider-Woman is that the lab used to be owned by Roxxon, where they would run experiments on the same substance that gave Cloak, Dagger, and Bombshell their powers, except when New Jersey got blown up by Galactus, that then led to S.H.I.E.L.D. no longer being around, except this gang called Serpent Skulls moved in and took over the lab and continued to use the experiments to give people powers. So this is going to lead into the all new Ultimates trying to figure out how to stop the whole organization. We then see Spider-Woman go visit Kitty Pryde, who did agree to join the team, except thanks to what happened in Ultimate Catalysm, where Kitty Pryde had defeated Galactus, well, she became the most popular person in the world. She doesn't get any alone time. Her social media keeps getting blown up, and her phone keeps ringing off the hook. So she just wants to hide in the apartment of Spider-Woman, hoping everything will die down soon. Later on in the day, we see Bombshell going to someone's house about a guy who stood her up, except she does hear some kind of noise. So she goes to check it out, and when she does, she finds some members of the Serpent Skull that are fighting against some intruders to their base. So Bombshell calls the rest of the all-new Ultimates to help take care of this situation. This is the moment you have Spider-Woman change her name into Black Widow, since the name is not being used at the moment. And you have the rest of them come in as well, which then starts a big battle between the Serpent Skulls and the all-new Ultimates. Now, one of the members' name is Styx, who has the ability of Acid Touch. The reason why that is so important is because you have all the detectives from earlier appear, which leads into a three-way battle now between the all-new Ultimates, NYPD, and Serpent Skulls. But the big reason why I mentioned Styx's abilities because when he tries to attack Spider-Man, well, Spider-Man was able to dodge the attack, and Styx ends up hurting Terry, who was one of the detectives there, which of course the acid touch begins to hurt him badly. Styx is shot and killed, but after his death, that is when you have the rest of the Serpent Skulls appear and surround the NYPD and the all-new Ultimates. This leads into a big brawl, but also we get introduced to some of the other members of the Serpent Skull, starting off with Diamondback. We don't get the chance to learn what kind of power she has, just that she has the ability to kick butt. Now, there are some other members, but they are not really important at the moment. Right now, she is the main concern for this video and the next one. Either way, you do have a battle between the all-new Ultimates, NYPD, and the Serpent Skull. Honestly, we get to see that since this team of Ultimates are new and they really haven't worked together so much, besides like a couple times, they are really struggling to take care of the problem, and it doesn't help when you have the police involved in the scene. Bullets flying everywhere, other kinds of powers too. It is just wild to see, but it does get handled when you have the SWAT team appear, and our heroes knew it was time to go before they had to deal with more problems, so they used Cloak to get away. Now, after they are able to escape, Lana, aka Bombshell, wants to quit the team because they got their butt kicked. Honestly, for her, it is more the fact that she thinks that because they have powers, they should have been able to handle those guys with no problems. Except the problem is that she's not counting the fact that they are a new team, and sometimes it takes a team a little bit of time to get used to working together. We also have to throw in the fact that most of the team besides Spider-Man and Spider-Woman are really seasoned heroes. They have been doing it a while longer than the rest of the team. But she does not care and she quits the team. This is the moment we get the real enemy to come in the next video or two, which is the Scourge. We pick up with the Scourge, who kills Stone, who was part of the Serpent Skull gang. We won't see him much in this video, or really not again in this video, but he is going to be around for a while. The next section gives us the leader of the gang, which is Crossbones. This is our first appearance of Crossbones in this universe, where we see him just shaving, but this is where we learn that the Serpent Skulls know about someone going around shooting their people in the head. Of course, we know that it is the Scourge, but they think that maybe it is another gang out there. We also learned that Black Racer here actually was able to poison Spider-Woman, who again is going by the name Black Widow. So now it's them getting ready to move forward against the heroes, the NYPD, and of course, the Scourge. The last couple pages, we get a ton of different things happening at once. The most important thing we want to focus on is the poison Spider-Woman that got injected into her. Well, of course, it is beginning to take effect to the point she passes out in her apartment in front of Kitty Pryde. Also, that the Scourge is going around killing more people who are from the Serpent Skull group. So we know that things are starting to get crazier between the gangs. With the third issue, in the opening, it is more of us seeing that Jessica Drew, aka Spider-Woman, is okay and able to recover from the poison thanks to Kitty Pryde being able to call in Dr. Pierce, who is able to cure the poison. But also we see in the opening pages that the Scourge is upset that with him going around killing some of the people who are part of the Serpent Skull gang, he thought his name was going to be put on the front page, except of course it is not. So with that happening, of course, he is upset that they say it was just a gang killing. After that, we pick up with Lana, who of course is Bombshell. where we learn that she has a boyfriend named Poe, except Poe has been standing her up lately, but also that he has gone into hiding. She learns this from a group of friends who of course know where Lana could find Poe. We learn that Poe is hiding at his uncle's house, so she goes over there, except what she doesn't know is that Spider-Man Miles Morales is following behind her secretly, which of course we do see Lana being able to find Poe at his uncle's house. But this is the moment we see them work out their relationship, except this is also the moment you have Poe mention out that he has to make a run somewhere and he wants Lana to come with him, which is going to move the story forward for us. This is not just a regular relationship seen here. Picking up with Detective Bridget, she was one of the detectives there at the scene earlier with the big battle between the NYPD, the all-new Ultimates, and the Serpent Skulls, where we pick up with her meeting up with Bar Rosum, who is her informant, who of course gives up information over to Detective Bridget, which he tells the location of where Cloak and Dagger live at, and of course it is the same place that the all-new Ultimates hang out at. Before she can get any more information, her partner calls up and tells her that the body of Styx is now missing. We then pick up with Lana and her boyfriend Poe, who are going to get a new patch of products, but this is the moment we also learn who is supplying the Serpent Squad their Roxxon products they have been playing around with, which of course it is this guy named Mr. Jip, who is giving them their product. Now remember that Lana and Poe were being followed by Miles Morales, who is getting ready to make a move to stop them from making the exchange. There is a one-pager where we see Spider-Woman and Kitty Pryde swinging around town, except she does see the Scourge once again, who killed another member of the Serpent Skull, spray painting his name on the wall so that this time the world will know who he is. Except the poison in Spider-Woman stops her in her tracks and lets the Scourge get away. Getting back to Spider-Man, you have him jump down trying to stop the exchange, except of course he lands right in front of some guards who all work for the Serpent Skulls, and you have Lana use her powers to basically cause diversion to give Spider-Man the chance to move. This is the moment we switch back over to Spider-Woman and Kitty Pryde, and remember that thanks to the poison, it slows Spider-Woman down to give the Scourge the chance to get away. Except you have the rest of the all-new Ultimates except Spider-Man and Bombshell. So that leaves Kitty Pryde, Cloak and Dagger as the ones to try to stop the Scourge, which gives us a classic chase scene, but he does end up getting away from the all-new Ultimates. This is the moment you have Cloak mention that Spider-Man is missing. Getting back to Spider-Man, where we see him fighting against the Serpent Skull. And honestly, the fight is not the big deal. It is more of us beginning to learn that Lana never really quit the all-new Ultimates. You will see what I mean here in a minute. But we see Spider-Man and Bombshell being able to capture everyone. After that, you have Spider-Man web everyone up, and then you have Lana leave with her boyfriend, who she just used to get to this place. The last page of the book is where we learn that Lana was a double agent, where she used her soon-to-be ex-boyfriend to find the source of the Roxxon drug to be able to burn it all up, where you have the rest of the team tell what Spider-Man and Bombshell have missed out on, which of course it is the Scourge. So the next time we pick up with the all-new Ultimates, it is going to focus on them possibly chasing down for the Scourge. And this is where we are going to end today's video. So please hit that like button down below and also subscribe to the channel for more content to come in the near future. Also, any suggestions on books I should read? Well, please let me know in the comments below, because you never know, your suggestion could be a future video down the road. But I do hope you enjoy today's video.